Hi, I'm Andrew. I grow facial hair like a 14-year-old boy. And a lot of the women that I've been with say that I make love like a 14-year-old boy, which makes me think that I really have to stop dating pedophiles.
Yes, y'all, it's the one and only. What else? And I came to have fun and get homie. What else? And I came with a ton.
A red wine, God, God. Oh, I've had a little bit too much. All of the people stop to rush.
I'm Andrew. I am 100 divided by 4 plus 6 months. I often lie about my age. I have this really weird thing where as soon as I turn the age I am, I automatically tell people I'm a year older than I actually am. And it actually kind of got me in trouble once because I was somewhere where I needed ID or something like that, and even though I was legal, they asked me something about my age, and I said I was 25 and I was really 24. I don't know why I do it. I like to lie, which some of you know quite well by now that I do. I don't lie to people that I like, but I like to lie to people that I don't like. So yeah, I like to consider myself pretty average, although I am kind of a nerd, I guess. I obsessively collect DVDs like a mother. I even collect toys and stuff, which, I know, I'm 25, gonna be 26, but what can I say? I like comic books too, which, I mean, it's kind of cooler nowadays to like comic books, but I certainly took a lot of shit for it in my life, and at various times didn't read comic books because of the crap I would take from it. I am a pro wrestling fan, but I am intelligent. I actually have a university degree, did extremely well in university, almost made the dean's list every year. I blame the drugs. You know, I write, I try to write, I make my own film projects, I do things like this. So to me, I think that's a pretty awesome catch, and, you know, I've been told I look like a fat man's George Clooney, which, okay, no one's ever told me that, but I just thought it would be a really cool way to describe myself. So Rob asked us where we really want to travel to. I haven't really been that many places in my life. I've been a couple places in Canada, like Calgary. I lived in New Brunswick for 5 years when I went to university. Yes, it took me 5 years to do a 4-year program, but that's because I took the victory lap. My mom's from Maine, so I've been there a couple times, and I went to Florida once with her when I was about 12 for the whole Disney World, Universal Studios type of thing. So I'm really up for traveling anywhere. It's when I can afford it. I was thinking about going to a resort this year just so that I could get free drinks from open to close, and that I would drink myself silly from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to bed, and that I could get away from everybody and not have to deal with the crap of putting up with everybody on a daily basis. So yeah, I'm really up for traveling anywhere. I ain't been nowhere. And it sounds so much better when you say ain't. I'm going to ask my first question. I have two, one's kind of short. The first question, the reason I'm going to ask it before answering any other questions, is because it sort of relates to, I can use it to answer one of Mark's questions. And I guess that question is, what do you really want to do in life? Where do you want to go? What do you want out of life? Maybe to better know it professionally. Like, what are your goals? Are you working where you want to work right now? Are you doing what you want to do? Or what do you want to do? How are you going to achieve those things? And the reason I ask that is because I want to do something. I'm not, I want to be a filmmaker, but I mostly want to get out there. I worked in radio for a while, and I really liked it. And it's something that I think I would be interested in doing, except I absolutely hate commercial radio. You guys have the FCC in the States, we have the CRTC, and they can both SUCKMYDICK. I hate the regulations. Here's a perfect example of just how bullcrap the regulations are. On the radio, I can play a song called F Your Pussy Hard. I can come back from playing the song called F Your Pussy Hard and say that song was called Your Pussy Hard. But if I'm talking about a girl that I went out with the night before, I cannot say I f***ed her pussy hard. Does that make any sense at all? Well, once you figure out what it is that I was trying to say. I really want to get out there and do something. And I don't know if it's in radio, I don't know if it's in film. I just feel like and I feel probably like a lot of people do, that I'm destined to do something amazing with my life. And I guess that's the answer to Mark's question. Why are you doing these videos? Because any way that I can get myself out there and get people to watch what I'm putting out there or to listen to me is a step in the right direction. Plus, I was asked, which I'll do anything. I'm an attention whore. You ask me to do anything, especially if I have like 2 or 3 beers in my hand, I will probably do it. And unfortunately, there is lots of video floating out there to prove that that is correct. I guess my other question, which is kind of short and sweet, is what did or are you doing for Valentine's Day, since today is technically Valentine's Day? I'll show you what I'm doing. Next week, I'm actually going to do something a little bit like the Friday guy, and I'm sorry that I don't know your name, but it's probably going to take me a little while to learn everybody's name, and I'm going to continue to call you the Friday guy until you make an angry video where you're jumping up and down, screaming profusely about how you're not the Friday guy, and repeating your name over and over and over again until it gets into my thick skull just exactly what your name is. So, till then, the Friday guy asked, one of his questions were, what's our favorite food? And I'm just going to throw this out there because none of you will have a clue what I'm talking about. Probably one of my favorite foods is a donair. And what's a donair, you might ask? Well, see, you probably haven't heard of it because it's pretty much only available in Atlantic Canada. And if you get one outside of Atlantic Canada, there's a 100% chance that it won't be made right and it'll suck. If you get one outside of Nova Scotia, there's a 50% chance that it won't be made right and it'll suck. And I'm not going to describe what it is. You can research it and figure out what it is for yourself. Maybe you guys have similar products where you live, but no one knows what a donair is who isn't from Atlantic Canada whenever you mention it. Anyway, I will be back next Saturday with a little more pep topic and a lot more attempts at being funny. Like I said, this is our intro week. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned to the channel. Please rate, subscribe, add, favorite. Tell your friends' friends, call up your mom and say, hey mom, they have this thing called the internet, and on the internet are these 6 awesome people talking about awesome stuff every day of the week. Write into your local newspaper as much as you possibly can, get them to talk about us, call up your local radio stations, hire a plane to fly a banner, buy a bus ad, buy a shelter ad, put a billboard up, get a tattoo of Unprotected 6 on your lower back. Get a tattoo of Unprotected 6 on your girlfriend's lower back, so every time you're having sex, you get to look at our logo.
That's where I